Hello my friends, and welcome to a very special first impressions video of Solasta, Crown of the Magister. Now, I actually didn't know about this game, but my patrons suggested it should be the next campaign, and I'm like, okay, what is this game? So I'm looking it up. And it's a turn-based RPG, so not my usual fare. I mean, it's a turn-based game, so it is my usual fare, but not my usual fare for YouTube. It's my usual fare for when I'm playing with myself. God, that sounds so wrong. No, you know, I've played like Planescape Torment and Icewind Dale and Baldur's Gate, and I was never a fan of Baldur's Gate. Okay, burn me as a witch if you like. I really didn't enjoy that game. Oh, wisdom always comes to the learned. No, I didn't get on with it. Okay, I got on better with Arcanum's of Steampunks and Magic's Obscure, and I didn't think that was a very good game either. Planescape Torment was my favourite D&D based game. Anyway, so I wrote to the developers and I was like, do you have like a demo or something, please sir? Please sir? I would love to show your game on my channel. And they wrote back to me and they were like, not only did they give me a game to show you guys, literally, you know, at the moment that everyone else is going to get to show it to everybody, so simultaneous world first, if you will, at least for this version of the game. But they gave me an extra key to give away, so isn't that cool? So what I'll do is I'll put that key up on the Patreon at some point. So if you are a Patreon supporter, then be sure to look on the Patreon, because there will be a key for this game as soon as I'm allowed to give it out. Okay, let us begin. Okay, so we have the there's only one campaign at the moment, which is the Crown of the Magister campaign, and there are some difficulty settings: authentic mode, scavenger mode, and cataclysm mode. You can actually customize the difficulty massively. I did have a quick look at the game's settings before I started this first impressions video. As always, I just load up the game and have a look around just to make sure it actually works. Because not all test builds work perfectly straight out of the box. It's the PC gaming life. Okay. So you need to build a party of 4 characters, and there are some pre-generated ones. What I like to do with D&D is I like to just make my own character and then run three pre-gens if it's a 4-man party, because I'm lazy. Okay, so you've got humans, dwarves, half-elves, high-elves, and halflings. No, there's a space here, which makes me wonder if you can do half-orc and or troll or something along those lines. Maybe something that you unlock later. Or it could just be that there's a random space here and they couldn't figure out a good way to put 5 things on the screen. I'm gonna presume the former rather than the latter. Now, I had a quick look through these, and this game seems to be very, very tightly based on D&D, because it's pretty much identical to the systems I know from 20 years ago. So I'm gonna play a dwarf, because why not? No usual classes. A dwarven wizard! That's probably not a good idea. Put on my robe and wizard hat. I always have a habit of playing a fighter because it's just an easy life. Edit equipment. You can edit the equipment. Chainmail or longbow. Leather longbow arrow. Longsword and shield. Rapier. Wow, you can choose whatever. Warhammer, dun dun dun. Great axe. Great sword, long sword. To actually show you piercing. Two-handed heavy. I feel like a dwarf should always use an axe or a hammer. It's tradition. Light crossbow or hand axe ×2. Rations, okay. Let's go with this. Okay, this is where things start to get interesting. By the way, I mean, I could sit here and go through all the classes, but the thing is, this is D&D system, so if you've played one of the million other D&D games out there, you know what these classes are and what they do. And that's, so I'm not going to bother wasting time going through them. Because there's not much point. If you're not a D&D, if you've never played a D&D game before, ever, then you're in for a treat. If you have played a D&D game before, then all of the classes, their feats, perks, etc. should all be so intimately familiar with you that you cry rivers of blood when someone writes, "No, it's a THATCO system." Okay, so academic, acolyte. Okay, so this is where things get interesting. Changes what gear you get. Wow, being a commoner sucks. You get commoner's clothing and nothing else. That's harsh. You get a sigil ring and a ton of money. Military campaign ribbon. Proficient with medium armor. The thing is, a dwarf is already proficient in all kinds of armor. Ah, what the hell. Background personality flags. Choose 2. Kindness and violence, yes. I'm making funny characters with funny traits. Killing you kindly. Kindness and violence. Pragmatism. I am chaotic, for sure. Okay. Wow. Now the D&D flashbacks are coming. Re-roll dice. Standard array. Re-roll 6 ability scores using 4d6 and keeping 3 best rolls. Reroll 6 ability scores using 4d6 and keeping 3 best rolls. What's the difference between the two? Reroll 6 ability scores. Okay, I don't really understand what the difference is. Or you can buy with points. Then you get 27 points. Free edit? Can you just... you can just max out your character if you want. Oh, that's kind of funny. Okay, so it's the D&D system. It is the D&D system. You're gonna have to show some restraint. You're gonna have to show some restraint to not just max out your main character. If you're gonna have a main character, I always play with a main character. And this game seems to want you to make 4 characters and them all be equally important, but there's not enough room in my head to care about more than one character in D&D, so you're gonna have to show some serious restraint. If you're gonna play this and not just run max stat characters because they would be better. Right, okay. Follow my standard house rules. I'll roll up to 3 times and decide whether I want to keep or drop. So, roll number 1. Okay, I'm going to drop that. Roll number 2. That's good, I'm going to keep that. I will keep that. Unfortunately, there's not like a button to actually keep here, so I don't think I'd be able to see my 3rd set, but anyway. We'll take that. Hang on. Let's reset them. Okay, and I guess the other 3 stats don't really matter for a fighter. Okay, we're off. Archery, gain +2 bonus to attack rolls with ranged weapons. That's pretty good, but I'm not going to be an archer, so it's not. While wearing armor, you gain +1 to bonus AC. Uh-oh, armor classes. Oh. It's okay, it's not Thatco. I'm pretty sure it's not Thatco. When you are wielding a melee weapon in one hand and no other weapons, you gain +2 to damage rolls. Well, we're going to be using a shield, so that's no good to us. Great weapon. Well, that's no good to us either. When a creature you can see attacks a target other than you that is within 5 feet of you, you can use your reaction to impose a disadvantage on the attack roll. You must be wearing a shield. This basically allows you to protect other characters. For a fighter for a game that forces 4 party members on you at all times, that's actually probably pretty good. 2 weapon fighting. Okay, so for a shield wearing melee character, for a general melee character, there's only 2 choices here. Either a +1 to AC, which is pretty good. I have to explain how armor classes work. I hope not. Okay, I'm going to explain it anyway in case you've never played a D&D game before. Armor classes work by saying that, and it depends on whether it's an ascending armor class system or a descending one, but the idea is the same. Since it's +1 in this case, I'm going to presume that it's ascending armor class. I think that's standard for D&D. It basically means that if your attack roll is lower than the armor class of the person you're attacking, then you miss. So the idea in D&D is, for example, a dagger might do 1 to 4 damage. So the idea in D&D is that a dagger does 1 to 4 damage irrespective of your armor. What matters is whether the armor deflects the attack or not. That's the idea behind armor classes. So, if I stab a guy in heavy armor and I hit with a dagger, I do 1 to 4 damage. If I stab an unarmored guy with a dagger and I hit, I do 1 to 4 damage. But what the guy in heavy armor has is he has an armor class of, say, I don't know, 4 or 5 or 6 or something like that. So what that means is that when I make my attack roll, whatever my to hit dice are, when I throw my to hit dice, if I roll 5 or less, say armor class 5, then the armor turns the blade away and I do no damage. That's what armor class is, and that's why +1 is very powerful. Fatco is also related to the armor class hit system, etc. That thing I keep on mocking. The only game I know of that uses it is Planescape Torment. In that, lower is better rather than higher is better, and it gets really confusing, but it is what it is. It doesn't say what the disadvantage is that you imply. It could be a huge disadvantage, it could be a small one. I'm going to go with defense. Why not? Why protect others when you can protect yourself? Ha 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 ha! My ultra kind murder machine. Although part of the rule set and valid for role-playing purposes, this element is not used in the Crown of the Magister main campaign. Okay, so you can't select it. No performance! There's no opportunity in this campaign to shake your booty to solve puzzles. Okay, acrobatics makes sense for a fighter. My class skills have already already locked me into athletics. Animal handling. Oh, animal handling's not used either. So you can't tame critters in this campaign. It seems to me like there's a whole... I mean, when you looked at the main menu, right, there was a whole system for campaigns, so I'm going to presume that they're going to have more campaigns at some point. Let's go with survival. And I get to pick a free language. Oh, look, this is funny. You almost know what's going to be in the campaign because these languages are not used. So Terran is not used, Giant, Goblin and Halfling languages are not used. So if you're going to pick a bonus language, you might as well pick one that's going to be useful in the campaign. Let's go with... well, dwarves never trust elves anyway. Let's go with Old Tirmarin. Of the three choices between Elvish, Orcish, and the strange language I've never seen before, I'm going to pick the strange language I've never seen before. Next. I'm a dude. No, I'm going to make some... let's make some silly references, shall we? That's not grey enough. I need grey. I'm just not even going to explain what I'm doing here. Someone in the comments can explain. What I need is some messy hair. That's what I need. I guess, I mean, it's a little bit... I guess it's as close as I'm going to get, isn't it? Oh, that'll do. The bit over the eyes works. Are you allowed to not have a beard as a dwarf? I guess not. I love the idea that, you know, it's not possible for them to not have a beard. I just thought you're interrogating a dwarf, right? I'll never tell you anything, lad. Click. Bzzz. Right, we're shaving it off. I know. Oh. I'll tell you anything you want to know. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, so you can make 4 characters. I'm just gonna run the standard ones. So we'll have an acolyte, a ranger, and a wizard. I'll save myself the classes that sort of overlap with what I have. Tanya, Miles, and Nyala? Look at this, there's a dungeon maker. Why did I not notice that at the beginning? What is this, Resident Evil? Please adjust the brightness until these things are barely visible. Would you consider that to be barely visible? Actually, the brightness doesn't really change much. Oh, I guess it does actually. But yeah, look, brightness of 1 makes the first one actually disappear entirely. It's supposed to be barely visible, not invisible. It's definitely invisible. Okay, there we go. I did what I was told, okay? Wow, that one looks really happy. The one in the middle table there. She's smiling at that guy who is paying her no mind. So happily.
Before the Cataclysm, there were no gods on Solasta. No humans either.
Wow, that looked like a bit from Lord of the Rings.
Then, the rift opened. Some say it was a magical accident, or the work of an evil god. No one knows for sure. The Cataclysm destroyed the old High Elf Empire. Manicalan, they called it, and twisted the land beyond recognition.
And then the demons of the warp rode forward.
The brave and the foolish go there, in search of ancient treasures. But something is happening deep in those Badlands. Whatever it is, it can't be good.
It can't be good. It is the year 1024 after the Cataclysm. New states have arisen around the Badlands and crave its treasures. A newly discovered road offers a safer route into the ruined heart of the Empire from the Principality of Mascarath, upsetting the balance of power. Sentence too long. The Legacy Council is formed to ensure that this knowledge is shared. It issues a call for agents to explore the Badlands in its name. Adventurers flock to Sear Seiflen, the Principality's capital and the home of the Council. 4 strangers meet in Gravekeep's Cask, close to the Council chambers. That looks like 3 to me.
This beer tastes like donkey piss. Not that I'm complaining.
Is this the place for the Legacy Council job? Hope I'm not too late. Ran into a bit of trouble on the way here.
Sit, relax. Perhaps you'd enjoy a pint of this obnoxious ale.
This obnoxious
You're not too late,
ale.
friend. We're all here for the same reason. Grab a chair.
Another round, barkeeper. 4 of your finest flagons of donkey piss, please.
He sounds drunk.
Looks like you've been waiting here a while.
Indeed.
For some reason, that greyish colour has actually come out black here. Not that that's a problem or anything, but it's just not the joke I was going for.
From the bushes with
Oh well.
crossbows. They dragged me off to some decrepit prison and tossed me in a filthy cell that smelled of rat piss. Don't know what was holding the place up.
You'd think that you would notice that there's a brick missing from the prison wall, from the thing there. Okay, tutorials. Skip the tutorials, because why not? It's all very, very standard controls. So far, very much reminded of Neverwinter Nights. There we go. There's another game I haven't spoken about. Click on the journal to open the quest log. Okay, crawling is just click on the hole, basically. Container. Okay. Now I'm in cautious mode with a torch. Or stealth mode as it's otherwise known in D&D. Hey, the Alt key actually highlights things. I wish there was a way to just leave this permanently on, because I honestly am not a fan of Diablo style pressing a button to see what the interactable objects are. I'd rather just be shown what they are at all times. Maybe there's something in the options menu for that. No. Let's see. Standard volume stuff. Why is the quality not maxed out? You underestimate my computer's power! Okay, where were we? Display tutorial. Okay, so we can actually get rid of that. That's nice. Reaction timer. This option gives you a limited time to decide whether or not to use a reaction. Faster travel on world map. Show helmet in portrait. Custom difficulty. Oh, I guess this is all the difficulty settings. Max health on hit dice. This is max health on level up. I thought this was something else for a second there. In D&D, there's a roll for how many hit points you get, which is random and very annoying. So a lot of people came up with rules to... this is not what this is. I think this is to do with just getting your hit points back when you rest. I think. Some rules were made up to just basically provide you with the option of having maximum HP every time your character leveled up. But the thing was, a lot of D&D campaigns and stuff were balanced around the idea that characters would have an average amount of hit points. But the problem with the standard D&D hit point rules was that, you know, if you're playing as a fighter and your first 2 level ups you get 1 hit point, which is very, very possible, or at least like 1 hit point plus your constitution bonus, then a lot of people don't want to play after that. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want to play anymore. It's a real problem. Because hit points can matter to certain classes quite a lot. Hey, you can auto jump. It's a potion. 2 sets of... Okay, so this is ammunition. Helmet, necklace, shoulders, wrists, torso, belt, hands, 2 rings. Boots, pretty standard. Yeah, as I was saying, it's actually a real problem, so... I used a rule where you get half your maximum hit points and then you roll for the last half. So that you always get at least the average, but we're not just handing out the max like it's candy. to try and keep some semblance of balance. I think my dislike of RNG actually came from playing too much D&D. So I guess this is the rock that you push to get the chest if you can't jump the gap. But this character can jump the gap, so... Bandits! 3 bandits. Oof! Where'd he go? Well, this is not the 100% finished release version, but the bandits' bodies have just vaporized. Maybe they had to hide the gruesome damage from us. I'm a little bit. This is the first thing I'm disappointed about. I'm a little bit sad that I'm a little bit sad that I don't have 3 brutally mangled corpses there. And we're out.
Nice move. That trick with the wall. Glad you're no worse for wear.
This council needs to get organized. They have no right to keep us waiting like this.
The council is likely busy with important matters of state, and we are not. So have patience.
I have a tale to tell as well.
I have a tale to
I
tell.
too was attacked, but I put an end to my enemies with blood and pain.
Yes,
So
blood
what
and
are you waiting
pain.
for? Spit it out, why don't you?
With blood and pain. It's wolves, man. We rolled for initiative. Sweet. Okay. This is a surprisingly pretty game. And it goes blurry when you try and zoom in too much. Where did we even come from? There was no obvious path. Okay, alright, let's just kill these.
You die like the rest.
Would like to ask you a question. Does orientation matter? If I move, he will get an opportunity attack on me. It looks like that's in. Oh, there's one behind me. You missed. Delay an attack until later in the turn. Disengage. Okay. Shove. Can I shove him off the cliff? Because that would be amazing. Oh man, that's brutal. I guess you need to think very carefully about where you're standing. Dodging. guess that's useful if you're under attack. And you just try to stay alive while other characters do something about the problem. Poor wolves. Disengage and push the rock. This new opponent is too tough for you. Disengage and immediately push the rock. What opponent? Okay, I can only go this way. Well, there's the rock. Oh. And there's the opponent that's too tough for me. Wow, he's got 100 hit points? And 13 armor class. Okay. Wow. He really is too tough for me. So, I guess this is the second mission. Is every one of these missions going to result in someone being flattened by a rock? Okay. Seems a bit extreme.
What a bunch of namby-pambies. You're lucky you weren't attacked by Sorax.
Shut your gob, or I'll shut it for you.
Shut your gob!
The Badlands are
I love how that was translated to mouth.
bastards.
Go easy on him. He's just a harmless old drunk. Probably saw lizard folk or dragonborn or something.
You think I don't know the difference? All those spines on their backs, those jaws. You've never seen anything like it. Not lizard folk, not troglodyte, not dragonborn, I'm telling you.
No one believes in Sorax anymore. Except the Church of
Sorax.
Einar, of course. There's a Sorak under
Because as I get older, I believe in sore backs.
Don't mock people for their faith.
Read them books. Sorax are masters of deception.
Read them
Infiltration.
books,
Anyone here could be a Sorak. You'd never know.
Oh, come on.
says the Sorak.
You'll see.
You'll
So
see when I
anyway,
reveal myself to be the
Sorak might be
Sorak.
legend, but orcs are quite real, and not just in the Badlands.
I stumbled across a secret settlement right here in the Principality.
Bullshit.
I travelled here from the east and left the main highway, hoping to save time by traversing the hills. The views were magnificent, but I should have kept my eye on the path, because it gave way beneath my feet, plunging me into Stygian darkness.
Stygian darkness!
Oh, that's going to leave a mark.
Oh, the voice acting of this is, it's unique, that's for sure. I do like the very British dwarf, though. Shut your gob. Speaking in Britishisms that the YouTube profanity filter will never understand. You have fallen into a dark cave. Cast the light cantrip or use a torch so you can see. You've missed. If any of the developers are watching this, you've missed the golden opportunity to say that it is dark and you may be eaten by a grue. It's dark and you may be eaten by a grue. So, you know, cast the cantrip. Must wield wear spell focus or component pouch. Okay. Well, apparently I actually have a torch as well. Orb. Smith, projectile parts, rations, torch, spellbook. An object you can touch emits a powerful light for a time. Glowing clothes! Light the torches, okay. Need a flaming item.
A little light is always welcome.
Nice.
Upon my word, this is an orc hideout. The Malador is unmistakable.
The Malador? The Malador? The Malador. Oh, wow, the Malador. And in the depths of the labyrinth, in the depths of the Greek labyrinth, you'll find the Malador. A terrible, bull-headed creature with a huge axe. Doesn't smell very good at all. The Malador. I'm sorry. The malodor. The malodor. Isn't malodor as in bad smell? Malodor. Malador. I love the idea that the Malador is the bull-headed champion of Greek legend. Just that he stinks. Heal yourself. Mage armor. Wait a minute, Featherfall? How the hell did you injure yourself falling down if you know Featherfall? Stupid mage. Shadow armor grants 3 temporary hit points for 1 minute. Okay, there's a potion. Presume that I'm supposed to use that to heal myself. Okay, simple enough. Let's go! Ride the Malador!
There they are. Discretion is clearly the better part of valor in this instance.
Cautious mode was like the first thing I clicked when I started playing. The thing is, there's never any negative. There's never like a penalty for being in stealth mode or cautious mode in D&D ever. Except the fact that you just move a little bit more slowly. So if you're, you know, if you're the kind of D&D player that games the system and doesn't really roleplay that much, but is actually playing it for the sake of it being a game, then you just end up walking around in stealth mode all the time. Which somehow works, despite the fact that I have a giant glowing orb next to me and that I have cast light on my clothes. So I am a giant glowing beacon right now, which has somehow not been noticed. Let's go. We need to escape before the Malador catches us. That's some awfully grunty jumping. Is that the way out? Nope. Kind of looks like the way out, you know. Climb the tree roots or whatever. I guess not. Abyss moss. Very rare moss. Abyss moss! Well, if you can pick it up, it must be useful. It reminds me of, you ever played Duke Nukem Forever? You could pick up a turd. You pick it up, and then Duke could be like, God, no, no, why? It was actually the funniest thing in that game.
No other means of egress is apparent.
Egress!
I shall wait until they go. These creatures do hunt, right?
Oh my god. I really don't think you would use egress or egress, but every time I've heard it pronounced by an actually British person, it's, you know, pronounced with an A sound. But anyway, I don't think you would use egress really in this context, but okay. When the rest is complete, recover all hit points and half your hit dice maximum. Wait a minute. So you recover all of your hit points, okay, and half your hit dice maximum. Ah, that's so confusing to me. If you've already recovered all of your hit points, why would you need to then roll to recover half more? Unless hit dice is something separate. Which then implies that your hit dice are limited in some way. Prepare spells. Well, I didn't use any, so... Okay.
I would have slaughtered every one of those green-skinned monsters.
Orcs have a very distinctive stink.
We should build a council for
Yes!
wasted time.
Have a very
We've all
distinctive
told a tale of our
Malador.
travels here. All but one of us.
Yes, but
Oh, I'm looking forward to other glorious mispronunciations of Old English words.
Come on now. Don't be a killjoy.
Although malodor is
We'll
really
sang
not
for our supper.
that,
Now it's
you
your
know,
turn.
out of use or out of fashion, really.
you want to know the truth? I stopped on the way here to visit an old friend of mine and discovered he was up to his eyeballs in debt with a loan shark.
Oh, that's not good.
Indeed. He
Oh,
put
ho,
up a
ho.
family heirloom as collateral and wanted me to reacquire it. Because, you see, I can be quite stealthy when necessary.
This guy has no facial expressions! His face is too fat! It doesn't make any expressive... Like, you can tell that they're trying to animate some expressions there, but his fat face just won't visualize them, won't produce them in any way. So, I've got this, like, just this podgy, blank-looking face. Oh, I love it. Okay, so this guy's two-handed. Tutorial stealth. I don't know, man. I felt like we Should have used stealth in pretty much every situation so far. Human tracks. Wait, using the camera? You're explaining how to use the camera now? You expected everyone to get through the first 3 bits without ever moving the camera? Magnesium. Huh, thieves' tools. Wait. He turned up to...
Liam. Always thoughtful.
You turned up to this job without thieves' tools? What is this? The ladder. There's a guard right there. Like, literally right there. Are you asleep or what? There's nothing like being thoroughly incompetent. To try picking the lock? Yeah, it's just like left click everything. I'm sure it'll be fine. Take a natural 20 on the door, my friend. Natural 20. Whoa, quartermaster. What is he doing? Where am I going? Around, I presume. Let's go, Snake. I can't get over this guy's face. In bright light. In dim light. Well, apparently I'm just going in here. Apparently these guys are blind. Flowers! Angry violet. Common flower. Yeah, we snuck in to steal flowers that grow commonly. Oh, you blatantly are supposed to climb up there, aren't you? I don't see anything else to do in here. Yeah, you blatantly are supposed to climb up here.
Damn, a trap.
Whoa. Where are you going? Where are you going, dude? To disarm a trap, you must first detect it. Left click for everything. Okay, trap disarmed.
Easy.
Okay, it was against 10. So we really had no chance of failure. 21 gold points. Or gold pennies or whatever. Gold pieces. Liam's heirloom. A magnificent ruby worth about 500 gold pieces. I mean, the gem wasn't stolen, was it? Let's be honest. He used it to pay off a debt.
There you are, you filthy crook!
You? What? You're drunk. Get out of here before I kill you.
Think you scare me? Not anymore.
A grave mistake.
Liam, what are you doing here? I told you I'd take care of it.
I'll kill you. Okay. So, can I use my stealth to shank this guy in the back? Unhiding is a free action. I'm gonna presume that this red area is areas where I'm spotted.
Die!
I get a bonus attack. Wow, he rolled really badly there. Now he will pay the price.
Go to hell!
Are you four here to see Lord Karen?
Lord Karen! We're not here to get drunk. Maybe we're here looking for a fight. Miles! You're the rogue! Why are you saying the line that would best come out of the dwarf's mouth? These two feel like they're the wrong way around.
Well, we're not here to drink ourselves to death.
Well, thank you for making that clear. Well, if you're here for Lord Karen of the Legacy Council, that would be me.
We should get paid for waiting. No, that's a very rogue-like thing to say.
Fine. I'd like to present you with a bill for the time we just spent cooling our heels.
Feel free. The Council's bursary enjoys a good laugh.
Can you tell us more about the job?
Well, I suppose it's better if you know what you're doing.
Dude,
what do you
if
want
you're
to
an
know?
employer, you have to actually tell us what to do. I mean, seriously. And just be like, yeah, we're good. We're good. Just don't tell us anything.
We hear this is a mission for the Council, but what is it exactly?
Dear Mareike, you don't know? I'll try to make it simple. But you know, politics? The Council includes representatives of the most powerful and influential organizations in the Eastern Kingdoms.
This is the problem with RPGs as to why I don't normally show them on the channel, but they are very fun to play.
I think we know enough now. Thank you.
Do you really want to sit here and watch me go through every dialogue option?
We hear this is a mission for the Council, but what is
Can't.
it?
I'll try to count.
Oh, you can press the spacebar to skip through. Sweet.
Which countries make...
Simple. The Principality of Masgar, the Snow Alliance, lies to the north. The Kingdom of Galavan and the New Empire to the south. All friendly, more or less, but the peace is fragile.
All friendly, more or less.
What are the
The Council? is meaning that state governments... Instead, there are delegates from the Guild of and the Church of Einar guarantees fairness, led by Marshal Beric Sun...
I think we know.
How do I get out of this?
We should go, don't you think?
Don't you think? We should go.
Come, gather your things. You're late for your swearing in.
Whose fault is that?
That's the thing about RPGs, is I just don't think they make great entertainment for a YouTube channel. But I definitely like what I see with this game, so I'll probably sit and play it in my own time. Although that said, there is a vote for this game on the Patreon, so we may end up playing it here after all, but that's the thing is, you know, do people really want to sit and watch someone just scrolling through loads of plot? I've sort of drifted off the topic of the game here and onto the topic of RPGs on YouTube. Okay, the party is together.
We'll talk after your swearing in.
I have no idea which direction I'm supposed to be going in. Not this direction.
The bridge is closed for now.
Everyone is quite clearly moving on a grid here. On a very square grid. Evidently they did not decide that hexagons were the way forward. This way?
This place is magnificent.
This place is magnificent! This booty is also magnificent. Anyway, moving on. Hopefully my wife is not watching this. Nah, she never watches my videos.
I'm busy. Come back later.
I'm busy standing on a platform with my two guards. I'm trying to follow this glowy orb.
Nice garden.
I never thought I'd get so close to the embassies.
I guess they just really want to show off the game's water physics and stuff. It's a little bit annoying that it gets blurry when you get too close.
Look at the size of this.
There's something for everybody in this game.
This is what they spend our taxes on.
Look, is that
the princess? Wait, is she leaving?
Apparently so.
His skin actually does look grey here.
The maid who empties her chamber pot? No, we're not as important as that. Perhaps her stable boy.
You thought it would be the princess?
if she rules the whole principality, who's more important?
Lady Keen, the council's oathkeeper, is trusted by all.
Lord Karen.
Yes, my lady.
Yes, milady.
Are these your new deputies?
They are, milady.
My name is Lyra Keen, Oathkeeper of the Council.
Point down.
And I will be administering your vows. Once sworn in, you will carry the authority of the Council wherever you go. Your every action will reflect upon the Council's reputation. Remember that. Always. Now, please, raise your right hands. Do you, each and all, solemnly swear your lives and allegiance to this Council, and promise to carry forth our mission to protect our alliance from any who...
This is going, like,
good.
a bit too fast.
Excellent. Lord
They also raised their right hands after they were done.
Thank you for your service.
Congratulations, deputies.
Wait, that's it?
God damn. She must have, like... The only thing I can think of is that they must have sworn in like a million bajillion people, and by this point she was just going through the motions.
Were you hoping for a kiss from the princess?
No, I don't know. It just feels a bit anticlimactic.
Sorry to disappoint. So, the mission. As I'm
The
sure
mission,
you know,
James.
the council
Always the
maintains
mission,
a number
James.
of outposts to secure the border between the Principality and the Marches. One of them is the former Imperial Fortress, KLM. It's held by some 50 troops under the command of Captain Henrik. He sends us weekly status reports, or rather, he used to. We haven't heard a word from him in 3 weeks. Leave immediately for KLM and find out if anyone there is still alive. If Captain Henrik or anyone
Still
else is
alive.
still breathing, bring him back. The council wants a first-hand report.
Still alive, doo-doo, doo-doo. Wait a minute. You haven't heard from him for 3 weeks, and just now you're sending people to investigate. God damn.
A whole garrison gone. There are only 4 of us.
Just find out what happened. Run back if you get scared.
Got it. Though we were hoping for a first mission with more riches than risk, if you catch my drift.
You don't get to choose your mission, I'm afraid. So, gather what you need and go. Time is of the essence.
Right, I guess that's that. It's on to KLM.
Alright. The 5 council factions have their representatives. They can sell you equipment, spells, and many other things. Which I guess is based on your relationship with them. The Legacy Council. Level up. You don't have enough experience to level up. To do so, you must take a long rest. Let's do a level up before we finish off, just to see what that's like. That's probably going to be just like D&D, but we'll see. Map? M for map? Yeah, thought so. That's how I felt about that.
Hello, adventurers. What can I offer you?
Your beer tastes bad.
Your beer is terrible, and that's being polite about it.
What? What? I've never had any complaints about the beer before. Maybe your
Is it
palate
just
is
me?
not refined.
Those barrels look like they have blood on them.
We'd like to stay for the night.
Sure. Just walk up to the suite and settle in.
A suite?
Oh, it's more like a large bedroom, really. But you know, this is the capital city.
10 gold? That's a lot of gold. You've recovered all hit points and half your hit dice. Post-rest actions. What? There's no light cigarette? I'm sorry. Okay. Let's have a look at the level up system. You have gained 11 hit points. You have gained 1 additional hit die. Regain a main action immediately. So it looks like your hit points are just, you get the full amount. Because in D&D, a fighter gets 1d8 hit points plus their Constitution modifier. So 8 plus Constitution modifier, which is 4 for this character, would be 12. And I've gone 11 here. Now, there is a possibility that they're using the rules that you gain hit points 1d8 plus your strength modifier for a fighter, which would be 3. I'm not 100% sure of the rules they're using here, but this is very close to the most hit points you can possibly get. So, but we'll see what happens with the other characters. I guess nothing else happens on this level. You have gained 8 hit points. Now with clerics, it's usually... well, it depends on the system, but it's usually 1d8 plus con. And once again, that's 1 hit point less than what I would expect for 1d8 plus con. So maybe you get what your D&D hit points, you get your D&D hit points minus 1. That would be my guess as to how the system works. Because 8 is what I would expect, actually, for a maximum roll. We'll know if the wizard gets 5. Well, wizards get 1d4 plus con. And usually they don't have much in the way of constitution. Unlock class features, divinity, turn undead, preserve life. Detect evil and good. Interesting that it's called detect evil and good. Normally it's just detect evil, but you know, if you know that someone is evil or not evil, then you know you basically know that anyone who's not evil is at least at a minimum neutral, if not good. So protect versus evil and good. So you get protection from non-neutral. Interesting. Healing word. Touch a dying ally to stabilize them. It's a necromancy. Interesting. We'll go with the spells that have been selected. Seems reasonable. The man with the unmoving face. There's the baby face, but he will shank you in the back. He has gained 8 hit points. How many HP does a ranger get in D&D? I'm pretty sure it's 1d6. And he's gained 8 here. Plus 2 for con. Maybe they're using their own system here. They're definitely not using the standard D&D of 1d8, 1d6, 1d4. Because I would expect characters with a lot less hit points. Oh, he gets to pick a fighting style. Armor, dueling. Engage in 2-weapon fighting, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the second attack. Once again, either defense or it's 2 options really for this guy. If we're going to stick with how he started. I'll take the defense. Good berry. Creates 10 berries infused with magic. Each berry restores 1 hit point and provides sustenance for a long rest. Berries vanish after a long rest. I feel like this will be useful. Generate a sphere of thick fog for a limited time. Creatures inside it cannot attack those on the outside. That seems quite cool. Cure Wounds is also quite cool. Let's go with the Fog Cloud. Six hit points, which is 1d4 plus con. So what I reckon is they're using the standard D&D system maxed. So 1d4 plus con for the wizard, and I guess it was what was it 1d6 or 1d7 plus con for the ranger, and then they're using 1d7 for the fighting classes rather than 1d8, which would explain the minus ones. Because a wizard is 1d4 and, you know, Constitution here is +2, so that's 6. The math is working out. Okay, we get an Arcane Tradition. Nature magic. For someone with mecha intelligence, this lore master seems like a good idea, actually. Keen mind. Spells from a green magic list are considered wizard spells for you. You'll now robe and wizard hat. The Lore Master, I guess, is useful for actually the non-combat parts of the game. Cone of Cold! My favorite! Sure, why not? Charm. What does it recommend? What did it take? It took Burning Hands and Featherfall. No, it didn't. I already have those. I genuinely, I don't know if I'm having a brain melt here, but I can't see when I click this what Expeditious Retreat. Okay, so it's taking Expeditious Retreat. And False Life. Two defensive spells, I guess, to help you get away and survive. Interesting. I will take Expeditious Retreat, actually. It seems like a good idea for a mage. And Identify. It's always useful. Okay, well, I think that's enough for now. That's a very, very long first look at the game. Yeah, it's a very standard D&D system, it seems, and the game looks really, really well made, really well polished, and I certainly got a good laugh out of Malador. Malador. Yeah, the turn-based combat seems pretty solid as well. It's been a while since there's been a D&D game that's actually properly turn-based and not some kind of weird, you know, turns occur every 8 seconds kind of, or every 4 seconds kind of system. Yeah, I just don't know whether we do a full campaign on the channel, because the way I play RPGs, I spend a lot of time just thinking and obsessing over details and stuff, and I just don't think
You'll
that's
get killed in the Badlands.
very very entertaining to watch. But anyway, that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this first look, and I'll see you guys next time. And if you're a Patreon supporter, well, number one, thank you for supporting me. It's really helpful. But number two, I'll put up a post about the spare key that I had for this game. So if you have the desire for this game and you're a long-time Patreon supporter, I'm sure I will be able to help you out. Okay, see you guys next time.